Hey everyone, this is Stubbzilla here. This is episode 15 of the Carolina Hurricanes Be a GM mode. We've come off of that sort of slightly disappointing end to the season with the muck-up with the autosave and then going out to Pittsburgh in the third round. But here we are. We've managed to re-sign everyone that we went for in the last episode. We got $9 million in cap space, and here we are sort of having a look now at identifying what it is that we need going into free agency. So let's just have a look at the sentiment to start off. So we've obviously got our first line center in Eric Stahl, who's up for renegotiation at the end of this year. Hopefully we can talk him down from that $8.25 million. I'm quite confident that we can get him to something closer to where Jordan's at, around about that $6 million mark. But we'll definitely be saving salary there, I think, come next off season. McClement and Talusti are the fourth and third line centers, respectively. Loktionov supplements on the third line with Lindholm, both 81 rated, and can't have too much complaints with what they've done output wise. White is the right winger on the fourth line, and Malone isn't anything for us, so he'll probably move down. Let's have a look to the left wing now. Obviously we got the guy who's probably going to be our first line left winger this year in Evander Kane, and Jeff Skinner moving down to that second line. Winnick is our fourth line left winger, and obviously we have either Loktionov or Lindholm who plays the left wing, who are listed as centerman. McGinn again, who is nothing, and we'll probably look to move down. Possibly, actually, he's jumped up to 74 and he's got high potential at a top 9 sort of rate. He's more of a scorer than anything else, so I think maybe one more year in the AHL, see where his stats go from there. But he's getting good skating wise. He's got quite decent senses for where he is overall wise at the moment, and his slap shot power and his wrist shot power for a 74. Again, you can't argue too much about. He's a two-way forward as well. You would hope that with that in mind, his defense would improve a little bit. His defensive awareness is a 77 right now, and hopefully he gets a bit more physical as well as he as we go on with him. But he's definitely someone to keep an eye on, most definitely. But I think another year in the AHL for McGinn. Right wingers is where we are in dire need of some support. Obviously, we've got either Lindholm or Loktionov who plays on the third line, and we've got Shane Doan who is either going to be on the second or first. It's just going to be a case of what's available in free agency, I guess. But right wingers is definitely where we're going to need to have a look. We've got defensemen, but we need another two. As I say, in the system, there's no one really coming up that we can move up in the same way that we did with Ryan Murphy last year. As I say, the potential and already starting overall just isn't there. So it looks like it's going to be defensemen here, and right wing is where the focus is going to be. Now, something that did interest me that I did notice was that Cam Ward dropped an overall. Now, at 31 years old and $6.3 million on an expiring deal, he may be someone we look to move on. I don't particularly want to move on Cam Ward because obviously he's been a massive part of the Carolina Hurricanes franchise. We all know this, but just from a game perspective, like, I know that realism counts for a lot of you guys, but obviously we said at the start that we want to try and make the playoffs every year, and we don't want to be having to look to have a rebuild. I think we can possibly move Cam Ward on. I think it may even be something that Carolina consider doing. A lot of now Jaromir Jagr did not retire. That's going to be something that we have a look at. That's definitely going to be having something that we have a look at. More veteran leadership in the same way with that we had with Alfredson last season. But we're going to go to signing free agents here, and Jagr's obviously going to be one of the ones that we have a look at. Obviously overall dependent, but he would be a good pickup. I feel he would be a good pickup, and I do like me some Jaromir Jagr, definitely. Oh, come on. Next gen, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Okay, so let's just have a look at potential starters first, and then we'll look to round out everything else. Now, Jaromir Jagr's gone to an 87, and all of a sudden he thinks he's worth $9 million for a year. Wow, okay, so we're maybe not going to look at Jaromir Jagr, which is disappointing because I really hope that we would. Oh well, okay. That's kind of thrown a bit of a spanner in the works now, because that was our out right there. that was them giving us an easy out. We've got some scrambling to do, I think, guys, because there's not an awful lot that's out here in terms of guys that can sort of slot in for us. I mean, Halischuk, Skilly, maybe. But I mean, it's the top line where we're suffering. So maybe we have to trade out Cam Ward, and hopefully we can get something in terms of a half decent goaltender and a decent right winger back as well. I mean, I think his name is Khudobin. Like, he did very well for us last season. Like, in the times where he slotted in, that's just a ridiculous salary to expect for Jagr. I'm sorry, but wow. You got 1 overall, and all of a sudden, Jaromir, you think you're the hot stuff. I mean, Cody Franson might be a decent defensive pickup, but I mean, we've between Franson and I mean, Franson's better than Gleason by an overall. He's much younger, and he only wants just about $500,000 more. And there are teams scrambling for Gleason that aren't there for Franson. So I'm wondering if I've maybe missed something with not bringing Gleason back. Franson's an offensive defenseman, and that'd be a very offensive top 4 that we have. And then Ryan Malone, we would need a straight defensive defenseman for certain. Something that McQuaid might be able to do, but that'd be a 1-year deal, and then look to get more favourable terms after that 1 year, definitely. Okay, so we're going to have to propose a trade here, guys. We're not getting anything for that top line in terms of right wingers out of that, so we're going to have to shop around Cam Ward, I think, before teams commit salary elsewhere. Yeah, you see his potential's gone right down. Sorry, his value's come down by a margin here, and we might be able to package in two of our guys here, and then maybe have sort of fast track one of Altschuler or possibly Khudobin, not Khudobin, Lotz or even Bergvik. But Cam Ward is going to be someone that we move on in this episode, definitely. So let's just have a look and see who is on the block. I doubt we're going to find anything of interest on the block. I think we're going to have to go in and have a look. Or maybe I'll do that separately now, actually. Can't believe they want to give up Zach Phillips. That's strange to me, but equally it could be quite interesting if we can find the right pieces elsewhere. So Nino Niederreiter, I wonder if we can possibly package Backstrom, depending on salary. If we can package in Backstrom and Niederreiter, and even then possibly Phillips as well, for maybe a couple of our goaltenders if they want them, which they don't actually. That's gonna be too difficult to pull off. Okay, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to have a look for some trades, find out what's going to work best for us, and then come back to you guys in the next episode. If you really are objecting to Cam Ward being moved on, then I don't know what to tell you. It looks like it's going to be something that we have to do. It's an expiring deal. We've got that money needs spending elsewhere, and that top line is where it needs to be spent. We've got a capable backup in Khudobin. This is the correct decision, I assure you guys. But I'm going to have a look for some trades now, and I will see you guys in episode 16. As always, guys, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for committing to this series. If you have watched a lot of it, if you could please leave a like, if you could please comment, and please subscribe as well, then that'd just be dandy. That'd be amazing, guys. But as I say, I'm going to have a look for some trades here, and we'll see you guys in episode 16. Thanks, guys.